welcome back to Dad and Diesel, and today Dad's going to react to a video. For those who don't know, I've worked in law enforcement and mostly corrections for 25 years. And I've worked in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and now where I'm at now. I've worked for sheriff's offices, part-time for the U.S. Marshals on my day off, in the jails, on the street for a little bit, women's, men, county, state, private. I've done all that. So based off my 20-something years in corrections, I think I should react to Behind the Bars rookie year. And I'm going to start off with top 7 prison gang moments. Prison gangs. What I've learned working in 4 different states is they're pretty much different in every state. Some gangs control more in one state than others. One state I worked in, it was the Hispanic gangs controlled everything. Another state, the Indian gangs controlled everything. And then one state, every state I worked in, it was a different group. You know, the whites and then the blacks ruled in the other one. So, and you know, when you go to prison, it's broken down by race, not by our choice. That's by the inmates. They hang out with normally their groups, and that's mainly for protection. So you'll get all the Hispanics with Hispanics, whites with whites, blacks with blacks, altered gender people, altered gender groups. They kind of mix in and mingle with others, but like in some of the chow halls and in some of the states you go into, they have their clique tables, like in high school, jocks at one table, cheerleaders at another, blah blah blah. So I'm going to start doing some stuff that's a little work related on some of my videos. We're going to be checking out some shooting videos and breaking those down. We're going to check out some behind bars, which I have to alter the video down there. It's down one of those corners. Because it'll probably get blocked. I know A&E was blocking like Real PD and stuff, and people were getting copyright strikes, so we don't want that. But we're going to critique this and give some of my comments about what I've experienced. I can't really talk about, let you know where I work now, because they don't allow me to elaborate on what's going on at work and talk about it here. But I can talk about incidents at work. I won't tell you where or when or who, but we can talk about it. So we're going to break down this video today. Behind Bars rookie year top 7 prison gang moments. Alright, let's do this, man. Come on, if you've never been here before, I'm Dad and Diesel's my son. We started this channel and our family does this channel now, and we do reactions. We're going to do other videos this summer. Hopefully we're going to start doing our science experiment videos finally. So we're going to get to this video. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, comments, all that blah 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 blah. Alright, let's do this.
Go everybody up front! Everybody up to the front! Get up against the wall.
Alright, some places will allow dogs into the institutions around the inmates. I know like the state of Missouri had some issues. They had some inmates in Texas at one time. And those inmates, regardless of what was going on, the inmates got bit. The inmates got all brought back to Missouri, and they're like, we're never going back to Texas again. And Missouri tries not to mix canines around with the offenders. However, they've been doing a lot more lately, I think, is what I've heard.
Up front!
Real.
Wall, face the wall. Gentlemen, everyone's going to be strip searched one at a time. You understand?
The inmates are ingenious. Anytime we come up with a way to stop them, they evolve and find new and interesting ways to do stuff.
All they got is time. If you don't keep them occupied with stuff like work or extracurricular activities, and all they're doing is sitting around being criminals. A majority of the people in there will be criminals. Not all people in prison are bad. They just made a bad decision and they're going to learn from it. But a lot of people in prison are very bad, and they just look for ways to become even worse or better at what they do. This is called a shakedown or search. Usually, man, that's a pretty clean jail or prison. I've been in some pretty bad ones and pretty clean ones. So far, it looks like maybe a sheriff's office county jail.
Affirmative. Bryce de Porto. Do you got a sureño on you?
In prison, gangs are so dangerous because their loyalty is fierce. That means that they're
Okay, so they're probably in prison then, because that's looking like more like a prison than a county jail. County jails usually aren't so complex with security. It's just a building and a couple of fences, maybe a rec yard if their county jail has it, or an interior area where the rec yard is. That so far this picture looks like it's set up like a prison, the way that where they're walking at.
games are more effective, and that increases the amount of drugs and contraband that they can get on the inside.
He's the one that told me about 3 months back that he wasn't a sureño.
Norteños and Sureños, the two biggest gangs. MS-13, there's another one of the Hispanic gangs. The gangs have changed and evolved in states. In some states, Norteños and Sureños join because there's not as many, so together they make one larger army. And then in some states, even the MS-13 have joined with those two. But most states, those three groups are separated, and they try to run the drugs. They try to bring the drugs in and sell them to distributors, to people that control it inside the prison. They control the flow in, usually, not always, depending on the state. And then other gangs, depending on what state, control the flow inside.
Sureños it's a vast enterprise that spans across the United States. The assaults and stabbings and extortion they're known for within the prison system makes them a dangerous bunch of guys.
You're a sureño.
Fourth wall break. Oh, there's an ad inside of my video I'm watching. Alright, let's skip that ad.
Right?
I used to be back in the day. So y'all gonna lock me up today for that?
Yeah. We're gonna lock you up and put you with all the other sureños.
So I'm already about to go home.
Nah, dude. Go ahead and put your shirt on for me and then tuck it.
No, you...
Since he has gang ties, it probably means he has a lot more illegal contraband in his bunk. We can't leave any stone unturned.
We found another little note.
Alright, in some states, they do separate the gangs, and other states they mix them together. Alright, that there looks like a debt sheet. You got nicknames usually, or initials. You got Joker, looks like Press. Somebody's probably real name, Jason. And that's probably how much they owe.
Yeah. This guy Bryce de Porto also had this piece of paper on it. So what did that tell you?
He's getting, he's got something. He's making a living in here somehow.
Joker owes him 25, Jason owes him 100, so these guys owe him that much money for whatever drugs he provided. Yeah.
What?
Alright, so they're not allowed to have cash or coins in prison, so cash is something big. That usually means somebody on the inside's dirty, which is pretty common. Staff member wise.
Like a real $100 bill?
Yeah.
I've been working with the department for almost 10 years, and I've never found currency on an inmate. This has just got definitely serious. Also got somebody on the payroll.
You know, I'm very Aryan. I love what I live for. Whoever watches this can know it.
Alright, so you got the white gangs in some states, like Texas, Aryans are pretty strong, California Aryans are pretty strong. Kansas, it's more of your mythical god gangs. You know, they believe in like Thor and all that. And then Missouri, it's more of just your racist local gangs. They used to have the Joplin Honkies, was a big one, and then they have FAM or Family. But Texas, California, Oklahoma's Irish mob usually, not always, but they have some Aryan. So I'm not sure what state we're in right here, but I'm getting a feel that's probably either New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, or California.
Be aware of him. He is a level 6 inmate. Stay away from him. I'd say about 5 to 10 feet back. Whatever. He actually assaulted a sergeant and punched him in the face.
And you're probably going, well, he's in restraints. How dangerous can he be? Inmates have killed officers while in full restraints like that. And they stand back, they're all like right there.
So you talk about your gang. How did you start that gang?
I decided I needed a family, a purpose. And so we went to the Aryan Brotherhood on that yard and said, hey man, we want to raise a flag and start our own family, a white pride family.
Hold on, the cat's over here laying on the mouse. Vaughn, quit it.
Well, you know what? You're going to have to go to war with another race. And you might want to have your numbers up before you do that. So we did that, and we went to war with the Crips. This is more than just
Okay, used to have like your black gangs mostly were split up in Bloods and Crips. That's rare anymore. Like I said, it depends on your state. California, there's still a lot of Bloods and Crips. Texas, but you start getting in your smaller states, too many of the smaller local gangs have taken over, the prison gangs have taken over, and so usually a lot of the black gangs now are not Bloods and Crips, but they're whatever, you know, gangsters, disciples, or whatever.
prison gang or something like this. This is reaching out for my future.
There's a reason why he's a level 6 inmate.
The other day, you felt a rookie officer, Tyler Yarian, was disrespectful for asking too many personal questions. Is there a difference between that kind of treatment and the treatment you've seen so far from Officer Manjan?
The difference is this officer's gonna make it and the other one's not.
They're pretty good at observing, and we do the same thing. We look at new people and we go, they're not going to make it. It's bad that we do it, and it's bad they do it, but that's what happens. You look at somebody and you're just like, this. You can tell this job just isn't for them because it's not for everyone.
I'd walk up to him and punch him straight in his face.
This morning we let out our tier time and there was a little bit of tension. We've been having issues with our gang unit.
In some states now, in ADSAGs and gangs unit, they're giving them what's called tier time or family time or table time. It's different in different states. It's where now they're not used to when you got thrown in the hole or ADSAG. You were there 24/7. You came out a couple hours a week for rec, and if you don't have showers in your cell, for showers, and that's about it. Now you reach a certain level, they give you some of your freedoms a little bit at a time. So they start with tier time. It's what I'm guessing what they're talking about here.
With the gang members, they haven't really been responding well to the rules and regulations. There was a little bit of tension because one inmate was whispering to a couple other inmates and they were kind of plotting something. Maybe there's an issue amongst each other, or maybe it's an issue amongst the officers and the inmates. So it could.
And that's pretty dangerous. Look here. Look at the top. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inmates just in this picture here, and 3 staff. And you're talking about, these are probably hardened criminals here that have lengthy records of assault, murder, attempted murder, drugs, all that. And these 3 officers are now in with these inmates. they have not proven that they can follow the rules in prison and out of prison. So it's could be a pretty dangerous situation. You have to have the right staff working this, or it could go south fast. The wrong person in there that doesn't know how to talk to these guys, and one guy's going to get set off, it's going to set all the rest of them off.
Possibly be that they're trying to prepare for battle.
I don't know what they're doing.
It looks like we have another commercial inside our video here.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Oh, there it is. Fight. Alright, some units, like I know in Kansas, if you hear the printer going off, the cat's messing with it. Like in Kansas, their bubble officers or module officers or control officers are up high, like these guys are, and they have either non-lethal or a mix of non-lethal and lethal. You should never mix non-lethal and lethal in the same area because accidents could happen. However, some places do. And then they have them on these high security units such as ADSEG, gang units, stuff like that. Most states do not have that. I know Kansas does. I think Arizona or New Mexico and maybe California does on some units, and Colorado might on one unit, I think, maybe two. I don't know. So most likely he's firing non-lethal rounds in there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so they sprayed him. There's several different sprays. Now look at the guy leaning on the door like, oh, is this over yet? Some guys don't want to lay on the dirty floor, so they're laying on their back. So they sprayed him. Different kinds of spray. There's one called phantom spray. It's pretty bad. It's horrible. And it don't even have to get on you. But once you use the phantom spray, the cat is trying to sit on my mouse again. He's a big bully. Once they use phantom spray, they can't use any other spray. Or if you use any other spray, you can't use phantom.
The control officer let off 5 non-lethal shotgun rounds. All the inmates except for the 2 fighting got on the floor, and me and the sergeant had to spray. Told him to get on his chest and put his hands behind his back and cuffed him up and pulled him out, and that was that.
I don't believe there's anyone that would ever say the SNM would do anything but go out with a fight.
You know, maybe somebody's trying to make a claim at that power and be the next man up to take charge of the SNM, the few guys that are left.
Tattoos are illegal because they promote gang affiliation. They put all kinds of symbols and codes on their body that...
And used to, it would be out of sight, under a shirt, off the arms, off the face, off the neck, and now it's popular to have a face tattoo or a neck tattoo, especially like Family Values loves the big FV right here in Missouri. The Aryan likes big ABs and lightning bolts. And used to they'd hide that stuff, but not anymore. Now they want everyone to know they're in the gang.
Did you find a gun?
Tattoo gun.
Just a magazine. Man, these guys are good at hiding.
You at least lift my bed up if you're gonna step on my bed with them shoes. Walk all over hey, my bed. Hey! You're not stepping on your bed.
I didn't step on your bed.
You're stepping on it, I just witnessed it.
He's putting up a fight. That usually means he's hiding something.
Yeah, they
Take a look at the trap.
They try to distract you from what you're doing, so you get unfocused and miss something. And it's good to have someone go check right behind you, because you're not perfect. You're human. You can miss it. Some institutions I worked at are stricter at it. If you miss it, they're going to write you up. But that's just human nature. You're not perfect, you know. So that's why it's good to have a second pair of eyes to go behind you. They're looking. Seems like they're looking for tattoo paraphernalia, maybe. Usually, guys with lots of tattoos will have that paraphernalia, tattoo gun, ink, and we'll probably have an episode where we go over how they make that.
I see a bag with soap in it. they're disinfecting something, I thought. So I dumped it. And a barrel comes out, and some ink comes out. I'm like, oh, tattoos. There's something in this hole right here. You have something to pull it out with? What do we got here? That the
Needles.
Needle right there? That is the needle. That's the needle. Hey, one of you in the bathroom, one of you in here.
So they usually make like the needles out of like guitar string, because they have guitars. Some type of small wire like that. Copper wire.
You guys are gonna have to stay back for this one. I have to step on.
I see 3 guys jumped this single individual. Whenever there's a situation, of course, I want to, jump in there as quickly as possible.
105! I didn't notice that he
We locked it down, did our investigation.
I fell, or the handball or basketball hit me.
Come to find out, he was California Sereno. These guys knew it. He was talking about it in the pod. He didn't know there were Barrios and Texas in there. And
Okay, they're in New Mexico.
The Barrios Texas have a go. The Sereno's out of California, so it's a green light, which means when you see one, you kill one.
Yeah, in most states you hear that term, green light. I got a green light. That usually means attack or SOS, stab on sight. Some states use that, but most states does use the term green light.
Trying to kill. First month, and I'm already seeing stabbings, and I didn't expect to see it all happen so quickly. Every time you see someone, get lifted off a stretcher, or feel like severely hurt, it kind of just keeps you realizing that this environment is not a safe place to work.
See how this guy's signing? Yeah. Could be signing to them to cause a diversion, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll use real sign language. Sometimes it's a made-up sign language with their group. So they'll use the real sign language, or they'll do the WHAT, which isn't real sign language, but it's sign language of their own. Hold on, let me yell at this dog to quit barking. Moxie, quit it.
When these guys start fighting, so you got to watch stuff like that.
If he had no problem murdering a stranger, what makes you think he's gonna have a problem murdering a rival gang member, you know?
Peapod!
Wait, one at a time, one at a time!
Alright, some states have those readily available, them tear gas grenades and stuff. Some states don't, and some states allow those indoors, and some won't. Texas allowed them indoors, apparently New Mexico does. I think Missouri doesn't.
The rookies, the new guys, they want to pop their chest out and walk around like they're bad. They have something to prove, you know?
Right now, the up-and-coming is the Bucanos. Their numbers are growing. They're constantly recruiting. A lot of people automatically assume that your leadership are the most dangerous ones that you have to watch out for, when in reality it's your lower gang member who is trying to build that name for himself so he can work up the ranks. Those are the most volatile and dangerous inmates you have.
At least you know. That's why you're in your pod. Right here.
Dude, we're gonna have to freaking ride him up, bro.
Hey!
We're gonna have to ride him up, dude. He keeps freaking horse biting.
Rookie officers, they don't understand the way the gangs think or how they operate on a day-to-day basis. So they're going to test him, they're going to taunt him. They know he's green.
Let's go to the corridor.
What's your problem, bro?
Oh, you. What do you mean, what's my problem?
You need to check your attitude. You don't do this every day. You don't do this every day. You want me to write you up on some bullshit? All right.
Do your job.
I am gonna do my job. How are you gonna
call me out here and try to talk to me, homeboy?
cuff up? Cuff up.
You're pulling me out
Cuff
here.
up. Cuff up.
Stop resisting.
He did the right thing. He pulled them away from everybody else and wasn't in front of the pot outside the door, the window, or was it inside? Inside, you're outnumbered. Pull the guy out. Hey, come here. I need to talk to you real quick about something. Ah, man, come in. And you go out in the hallway and take them around the corner. Now, you got to watch your body language, the way you stand, what you say. It's all an art, and some people have it and some people don't. You can escalate a situation or de-escalate. And when I was younger, it was all about escalating it to have a little fun. But now the older me, the experienced me knows people get hurt. And so let's try to bring that down, because we don't want you getting hurt, another officer getting hurt, even the inmate. You don't want the inmate getting hurt. Back in the day, yeah, it was all about, in the 70s and 80s, they didn't hire smart people, they hired big people to fight. And now it's more about hiring big, smart people, or decent-sized smart people that can talk their way out of a situation, but then can back up, can use the necessary force if that thing goes the wrong direction. A lot of states have what's called CIT, verbal judo, stuff like that, and it teaches you the skills to de-escalate the situation so nobody gets hurt. And looks like no matter what that guy was doing, it escalated.
Resist, drop possessed. Let's go. I got him, bro.
You gonna take me seriously? Hey, look.
Alright, so short video, really wasn't a lot of information, but this is just the beginning. We're going to start touching on a lot of things in my career that I can talk about, and some things I can't. I've been through a lot in 20-something years. Death and violence, a time away from the family. It's been a long career that I'm proud of, but that has left scars, and most of them are not on the outside, they're on the inside. And it's best, let's talk about these things. Some people have a misconception about prison, and we need to break that misconception that prison's this mean, dark place, that officers don't care, officers just beat up all the inmates or let them do whatever they want for a little bit of money, or whatever your negative opinion about prisons are. We're going to start talking about that. We're going to start showing you that prisons are no longer for punishment. They have now started to change these prisons around to where it's about returning these people back to society as better individuals. And some levels are easier than others. Level 5s, those people are a lot harder to turn around and return to society as law-abiding citizens that make the right decisions. When your lower ones, your treatment facilities, or your level 1s, or minimum security, it's a little easier to help change those folks and return them better. So be on the lookout for some more of these videos, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you've been to prison or if you work in a prison and what your experiences are. And like this channel, because we're going to cover a lot more. We're going to cover contraband, how they make it, what it looks like. I'm not going to cover our techniques on some of it, because I don't want to give away the things that we do that it could jeopardize an officer's safety and security. We're not going to do that, but we're going to discuss some of the things we do and some of the things they do, and we'll just give people that knowledge. So leave a comment below, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Come on, man, come on back.
We'll be right back.